Right now, within a few steps of where you're standing, there's a plant most people call a weed. They rip it out of their gardens, they spray it with chemicals, they pay companies billions of dollars every year to kill it. And that same weed, the one treated like trash, holds more than 7 times the vitamin C of the orange in your fruit bowl. We've been taught that vitamin C comes from citrus, that the orange is the gold standard. It's one of the most expensive myths in modern nutrition, because the orange isn't even close. The plants with the most vitamin C on Earth were never sold to you in a store. They were growing in your backyard the whole time, free, ignored, and quietly more powerful than anything on the shelf. Today, we dig up 7 of them. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications right now, because what gets unearthed on this channel doesn't stay buried for long. You're watching Remedies Unearthed, where we recover the healing wisdom history's greatest civilizations left behind. And today's discovery is one we almost lost completely. Here's what to hold on to as we count down. The number 1 weed on this list, the one we save for the very end, carries 6 times more vitamin C than cultivated spinach. 6 times. It holds 12 times the calcium and 83 times the iron. 83. And it's almost certainly growing somewhere near your home right now, treated like a nuisance, ripped out and thrown away. We count down from 7. Every plant on this list beats the orange, but none of them comes close to what we unearth at number 1. So stay with me, because by the end, you'll never look at the weeds in your yard the same way again. Here's the number that started all of this. The sweet orange, the fruit we've been told is the king of vitamin C, holds about 53 milligrams per 100 grams. 53. Write that number down, because every plant we unearth today gets measured against it. That's the bar. And here's what's strange about that bar. It was never the ceiling. It was just the option that got packaged and sold. The orange was bred for sweetness, for water, for how long it survives on a shelf. It was domesticated into comfort. These weeds were not. They grew in harsh, exposed ground, fighting ultraviolet radiation, temperature swings, and everything trying to eat them. And to survive that, they did what the pampered orange never had to. They built vitamin C into their tissue like armor. The plants nobody protected became the strongest. The crops we bred for convenience became the weakest, and history proves it. When the explorer Jacques Cartier and his crew were dying of scurvy through a brutal Canadian winter, oranges didn't save them. There were none. They were saved by Native Americans who brewed a tea from the needles of the eastern white cedar. A tree, not a citrus. During the California gold rush, prospectors with no farms foraged a wild plant called miner's lettuce to hold off scurvy, and the British Royal Navy leaned on a creeping wild plant called ground ivy as a standard scurvy preventative on long voyages. None of that is citrus. All of it is wild. We just forgot it. So let's start digging it back up. Let's count down. Number 7. Wild leek. The plant most people know as ramps. If you've heard of ramps, it's probably from a high-end menu in spring, where chefs treat them like a rare delicacy. What nobody mentions is what they actually do for your body. While the food world fights over their flavor, the wild leek is quietly outperforming an orange that costs a fraction of the price. Here's the payoff. The leaves carry around 80 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 grams. Hold that against our baseline. The orange sits at 53. The wild leek lands at 80. That's 1.5 times the vitamin C of the orange, from a plant that grows itself in shaded woodland, asking nothing of anyone. It simply rises out of the forest floor every spring, stronger than the fruit we were told to trust. And this is only number 7, the lowest entry on the list, the gentlest reveal of the day. The orange we've all been buying is already losing to a plant chef's treat as a garnish, and every weed from here climbs higher. Every single one widens the gap. So if this is already changing how you see the green things around you, hit that like button right now. It tells us to keep digging, and it helps this knowledge reach the people who need it most. Because number 6 leaves the orange even further behind. Number 6, shepherd's purse. This one hides in plain sight. It grows along roadsides, in sidewalk cracks, in the forgotten edges of yards all over the world, and almost everyone walked straight past it. The people who came before us didn't. They knew this plant intimately, and modern measurement explains why. Here's the payoff. The leaves carry about 91 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 grams, roughly 1 7/10 times the orange, and we're still near the bottom of this list. But dried and concentrated, that figure climbs as high as 305 milligrams per 100 grams. Stack potassium and vitamin A on top, and this is no weak plant pretending to be strong. It's a powerhouse the modern world simply stopped recognizing. You identify it by one unmistakable feature: small, flat, heart-shaped seed pods, little green triangles climbing the stem like a staircase. Once you see that shape, you can't unsee it. But here's where I have to be honest with you, the way this channel always will be. Shepherd's purse is powerful enough to carry real warnings. It contains compounds that can trigger uterine contractions, so it must be strictly avoided during pregnancy. It affects iodine uptake and blood pressure too, so anyone with thyroid conditions, heart conditions, or blood pressure treatment needs to stay away from it as a remedy. That's not a reason to fear this plant. It's a reason to respect it. The ancients respected it. So will we, and we're still climbing. Number 5 pulls even further ahead of the orange. Number 5, lamb's quarters. The plant often called wild spinach. If you've ever grown a vegetable garden, you've probably tried to kill this one. It comes up uninvited between your rows, fast and tall, and gardeners yank it out by the armful, with no idea they're throwing away something that beats the very crops they're protecting. Here's the payoff. The young leaves carry between 80 and 155 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 grams. At its peak, that's nearly 3 times the orange. But vitamin C is just the start. Researchers found this plant outclasses cultivated spinach, 3 times the calcium, twice the overall minerals, plus a heavy supply of vitamin A. The weed beats the crop. The thing we pull out beats the thing we plant. You recognize it by 2 clues. The leaves are shaped like a goose's foot, with wavy, irregular teeth. And under the youngest leaves, you'll find a fine white powder, a waxy coating that rubs off between your fingers. That powder is your confirmation. Now the honest part, because this plant earns it. Lamb's quarters is a powerful accumulator. Grown in soil treated with synthetic fertilizers, it pulls in high levels of nitrates. So you harvest it only from clean, organic ground, never a sprayed field or roadside, and the sources note it's best cooked briefly before eating. Treated with that respect, it's one of the most nutrient-dense greens on earth, hiding the whole time behind the word weed. We're halfway up the mountain now, and number 4 is where the orange starts to look almost embarrassing. Number 4, wild violet. You've seen this one. Small, heart-shaped leaves and delicate purple flowers scattered across lawns every spring. The plant people mow down without a thought or spray to get rid of. We were taught to see it as a lawn invader. The people who came before us saw it as medicine, and the measurements prove they were right. Here's the payoff. The leaves carry around 130 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 grams, and in the sweet violet variety, that climbs as high as 264. At the high end, this little lawn flower delivers roughly 5 times the vitamin C of the orange. 5 times, from something most people treat as a weed to be eliminated. But the violet does more than load up on vitamin C. Its leaves are rich in a soothing mucilage that calms a dry, scratchy throat. It naturally produces salicylic acid, the same compound family behind aspirin, for a gentle anti-inflammatory effect. And the flowers are packed with antioxidants on top of it all. A complete little apothecary growing in the grass. You know it by those smooth, heart-shaped leaves with scalloped edges, and by its unmistakable flower, 5 uneven petals, 2 pointing up, 2 out, 1 down. One honest caution before it blooms. The young leaves can resemble lesser celandine and certain buttercups, which are toxic raw. So the rule is simple. Once the true violet flower opens, nothing else looks like it. When in doubt, wait for the flower. 4 plants in, and the orange is falling behind. But number 3 is where this stops being surprising and starts being almost unbelievable. Number 3. Garlic mustard. This is the plant conservation crews are paid to destroy. It spreads aggressively through North American forests, choking out native plants with chemicals it releases from its own roots. Land managers wage actual war on it. And here's the irony this channel lives for. The Invader they're fighting so hard to kill is one of the most nutritious green plants in the entire forest. Here's the payoff. The leaves and shoots carry between 190 and 261 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 grams. That's up to nearly 5 times the orange, from a plant ripped out by the truckload and thrown on compost heaps as a pest. On top of that, it's rich in carotenoids, the building blocks your body uses to make vitamin A, plus natural antibacterial oils. And identifying it is almost too easy because the plant tells you its own name. Crush a leaf between your fingers and you'll smell it instantly, a sharp, unmistakable wave of garlic and mustard rising right out of the leaf. Nothing else in that forest does that. The one lookalike to know is ground ivy, which shares the early leaf shape but creeps low along the ground and gives off no garlic smell when crushed. The scent is your proof. So think about what we just unearthed. A plant treated as an enemy, destroyed on sight, carrying 5 times the vitamin C of the orange. 2 plants left, and number 2 doesn't just beat the orange, it buries it. Number 2, stinging nettle. Almost everyone has a story with this plant, and it usually involves pain. You brushed against it on a hike, reached into the wrong patch of green, and your skin lit up with that burning sting. So we learned to fear it, to avoid it, to treat it as the enemy. And in doing that, we turned our backs on one of the most nutrient-dense plants in the entire temperate world. Here's the payoff. The fresh leaves carry between 270 and 333 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 grams. That's more than 6 times the orange. But with nettle, vitamin C is almost the least impressive part. The same leaves deliver staggering amounts of calcium, magnesium, potassium, and iron, and so much vitamin K that one serving can top 400% of the daily value. This isn't a plant. It's a multivitamin that grows in a ditch. That sting you fear comes from tiny, hollow, glass-like hairs that inject irritating compounds the moment you touch them, which is why you harvest it with gloves. And here's the beautiful part. Heat completely disarms it. The second nettle is steamed or boiled, the sting vanishes, and it's perfectly safe to eat. One note from the sources: never give it to children under 2. But here's the honest warning, and it's the one that unlocks everything. Boiling nettle destroys its vitamin C. Researchers found heavy boiling can crash those huge numbers down to almost nothing, as low as 0.5 milligram per 100 grams. The fix the science points to is gentle heat. A leaf infusion brewed at around 60 degrees Celsius for about 10 minutes keeps far more of the power intact. The vitamin C is real, but it's fragile, and that is exactly why number 1 matters so much. And now, number 1, the plant we've been climbing toward this whole time. Common chickweed. You've almost certainly seen it. It forms low, tangled green mats across gardens, lawns, and damp corners. Soft, sprawling, so common that people barely register it as a plant at all. They pull it out in handfuls. They never imagine they're throwing away the champion of this entire list. Here's the payoff we've waited for. Fresh chickweed carries around 375 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 grams. Against our orange at 53, that's more than 7 times the vitamin C, from a weed most people have stepped on without ever looking down. And remember the promise from the very start of this video. Researchers found chickweed delivers 6 times more vitamin C, 12 times more calcium, and 83 times more iron than cultivated spinach. The plant we destroy, beating the crop we celebrate, 83-1, and it doesn't stop at vitamin C. Chickweed is rich in potassium, calcium, magnesium, and carotenoids, and lab tests have shown its extracts fighting off bacteria like E. coli, salmonella, and staph, which is exactly why older traditions packed it into poultices over skin infections. They watched it work. Now science explains how. So let me show you how to know it for certain, because this is the one plant you truly want to recognize. Look for a single line of fine hairs running up just one side of the stem, like a tiny mohawk that switches sides at every node. Then do the test foragers have always trusted. Gently pull a stem apart. The green outer layer snaps, but an inner thread stretches and holds like a tiny piece of elastic inside. That stretch is your confirmation. Now the quality warning, and on this plant, it isn't optional. Chickweed has a dangerous lookalike called Scarlet Pimpernel that grows in the very same places. You tell them apart by clear signals. Scarlet Pimpernel has square stems, no line of hairs, reddish-orange flowers, and small dark spots under its leaves. Chickweed has the single hairy line and tiny white star-shaped flowers. And never trust any plant that bleeds a milky white sap when broken. Chickweed sap runs watery and clear. Learn those signs before you ever harvest. The reward is extraordinary, but only when you're certain. And here's the thread that ties all 7 together. The reason your grocery store and a billion-dollar chemical industry never told you any of this is that you can't sell something that grows for free. These plants need no farm, no fertilizer, no shipping, no patent. They just grow, stronger than the crops we spend fortunes protecting. They weren't lost because they stopped working. They were buried because something more profitable took their place. So here's what I want you to do this week. Just one thing. Go outside and find one of these 7 plants growing near you. You don't have to eat it. You don't have to harvest it. Just learn to recognize one. The garlic smell of garlic mustard, the heart-shaped violet leaf, the single hairy line on the chickweed stem. Pick one, identify it for certain, and look at it differently than you did yesterday. Then come back and tell me in the comments which one you found. I read every comment on this channel, every one, and your discovery might be exactly what someone else here needs to see to start looking down at the ground beneath their own feet. Because that's what we do here. We take back what was buried. The people who came before us knew where vitamin C really lived. They knew which plants held more strength than anything you could buy. We forgot. An industry made sure we forgot. But you just remembered. And that knowledge belongs to you now. It always did. If this video unearthed something valuable for you, hit that like button. It helps us reach the next person who needs it. Subscribe and turn on notifications so the next civilization secrets come straight to you the moment we dig them up. And share this with one person who still thinks they have to buy an orange to get their vitamin C. They knew. We forgot. Now you remember. This is Remedies Unearthed. And what we find next goes even deeper.